Roberts.
Thank you, President. My question is to the Minister representing the Minister for Climate Change and Energy, Senator McAllister. For every 100 megawatts of installed coal-fired power station capacity, the production of electricity averages around 95 to 98 megawatts. For every 100 megawatts of installed solar and wind generation capacity, though, the actual production of electricity averages just 23 megawatts, with wind itself being just 21. This means that to achieve design capacity, more than 4 times the installed rated capacity is required, almost 5 times for wind. Minister, is this included in Labor's transition costs?
Thank you, Senator Roberts. Minister McAllister.
Thanks very much for the question, Senator Roberts. And, Senator, in terms of costings, we take the advice of the experts. So we've had this conversation more than once, in fact, in the context of estimates and in other forums. AEMO works through a range of scenarios and configurations for the national electricity market and makes an assessment about the optimal pathway to meet our energy requirements at the optimal cost. And they do consider, of course, the capacity factors of the different options that are available to us. There's actually quite a lot of work to do. You know, the truth is that we inherited a mess in the energy system. You know, the average wholesale energy price when we came in was $286 a megawatt hour.
Minister McAllister, please resume your seat. Senator Roberts.
Point of order in relevance. Standing Order 72.3c says that answers shall be directly relevant to each question. Can we get on to the whether or not Labor is aware
Senator Roberts, as I've reminded other senators in this place, make your point of order but don't follow it up with a statement. The minister is being directly relevant to the points of your question. Minister McAllister, please continue.
Thanks, President. Look, as I was saying, we came to government with a lot of work to do because the previous government had 22 energy policies. All of them failed. None of them landed. And during the period they were in government, 4 gigawatts of a dispatchable capacity left the system and only 1 came on. And we actually need to take steps to sort that out, because the previous government were repeatedly warned by the market operator that a failure to deal with the impending closure of coal-fired power stations was going to cause a reliability problem. And we have sought advice from the experts at the market operator to help us design the policy settings that will actually allow us to replace that exiting capacity. It's a lot more than anything that was ever delivered by the people opposite. And the very great shame is, Senator Roberts, that for a person who I know seeks to represent people in Queensland, you show an odd lack of interest in the opportunities that come about as a consequence of making and facilitating these investments, because it has the potential to bring jobs and new industry to the communities that you claim to care about.
Thank you, Minister. Senator Roberts, first supplementary.
Thank you. During morning and evening peak hours, for every 100 megawatts of installed solar and wind generation capacity, the actual production of electricity averages just 10 megawatts. This means achieving design capacity requires 10 times the installed rated capacity. Minister, what impact does this massive additional cost have on solar and wind installation capital costs and on electricity prices?
Thank you, Senator Roberts. Minister McAllister.
Thanks very much, President. Well, Senator, your question actually omits a really important part of the advice that we receive from the market operator. So the advice that we receive, and it's based on very significant economic modelling and engagement with a whole range of market participants and experts in the energy system, is that the optimal configuration of technology for a future grid involves renewables, firmed by storage, including batteries, and supplemented by gas. And that's the plan that has been recommended to us, and the policy settings that we've put in place are designed to allow investment in those kinds of technologies to be brought forward. Now, as I indicated in my answer to your primary question, there is a problem, because there was an extended period where the lack of certainty in the policy settings of the previous government meant that the necessary investment didn't take place, and we are taking steps to remedy that problem.
Senator Roberts, second supplementary.
Thank you. A modern coal-fired power station is expected to last 60 years. Solar panels and wind turbines are expected to last 12 to 15 years, at most 20. Over the 60-year life of a coal-fired power plant, the combination of wind and solar cobbled together to replace a single coal plant will need to be replaced 4 times. Minister, when will Labor release its system cost of the 2050 grid? System.
Thank you, Senator Roberts. Minister McAllister.
Well, as the senator would know, if he examined the integrated system plan, it does include a costing for the capital costs associated with building the grid out to 2050. So the answer is it is released and updated on a regular basis by way of the integrated system plan, because that's the basis on which we establish our policies to deal with the transition that's underway in the electricity system. And the truth is that it is underway, Senator Roberts. I know that that is a proposition you don't agree with, but in just 2 years we've seen a 25% increase in our national grid in the cheapest and cleanest form of energy that there is, which is reliable renewables. And we've ticked off enough reliable renewables projects to power 3 million homes. And those things matter. Establishing a clear pathway for the electricity supply that's necessary to meet the needs of households and businesses is an absolute priority for this government and should be for every other government as well.
The time for answering has